it's time to head back to the ship so we can go to Stirling Castle. So let's get ready to go see a castle. I haven't been to a Scottish castle before. I've been to an English one, but haven't been to an Irish one either. So we're gonna do that tomorrow. Stirling Castle has been here since the 1500s. This area has been fortified for even longer than that. This castle has taken ownership 8 different times between the English and the Scottish, and finally ending with the Scottish. So we're gonna go check it out. Stirling is a really cool town. We drove through it. I'd love to come out here for a couple of days and just check through it. There is a tower that you'll see in one of my photos. It's right behind me. It's hard to see. But that is the Wallace Tower. It was a monument for William Wallace. So he had a major battle out here in this area over the Stirling Bridge. But we're going to go check it out and see what it is. It's about 24 pounds to get in. So they have a cafe, a gift shop, and all kinds of stuff. They have audio tours in several languages. But let's get looking at Stirling Castle. Do you know what this is? This is an archer station. So archers would have their bows focused out here. They would sight out through here, and then they shoot their arrows through here. So it gave them a very protected position. They could see very limited area. So if you look around, there'll be these slots all around the place. So you have interlocking sectors of fire. So in this area in 1651, it used to be a tower that got reduced to rubble, and then they fixed it to this to where they have a 3-gun battery. This was completed in 1658. Right now we're in the base of the tower. This used to be the constable's house. Now, the constable was in charge of the castle when the king was away. So odd that it'd be in the basement, but let's go check it out. A lot of these places are very small because in the 1500s, the average male size was 5'3". Now William Wallace was 6'1", so that may have given him some extra leverage when it came to being an intimidating force. right here, these are called long poles. In the fire service, we call them pike poles. But what they would do during medieval times is they would use these if there was a fire, and they would pull apart the material that was on fire to try and prevent fires from spreading. We do the same thing. A lot of it now is for overhaul, but it's interesting to see these things from 1500 being still used today. I'm not good at that thing, so I'll save everybody some time and some pain. As you can see from here, there is a huge military strategic advantage of being up this high when you're in a consistent state of conflict and war. You can see for miles and miles. I feel like somebody should write a song about that. this is the guard's house. I don't know if it's the head guard or they put several people in here, but we're gonna check it out. Well, it looks like after a while, the guard's house became the punishment house for bad soldiers. So they would flog them and then pop them in there for a while. So could be worse, especially during that time. Maybe it wasn't that bad. We say maybe a whip, nay, nay. Not sure if you can tell or not, but it's starting to rain. So I guess it's standard Scottish weather. It's like Texas. It'll be rainy, cold, windy, and rain and hot all at the same time. This is the oldest recorded part of the castle. It dates back to 1381. It used to be part of the North Gate, and then when more construction happened, they repurposed this to become a really big kitchen. So as you can see, there's two large cooking areas throughout here, so you can cook a lot of food, especially if you're going to be doing a lot of entertaining, which is really cool. So it's called the North Gate Kitchens. There's signs saying that the floor seems to have been connected to the Great Hall by a service lobby built in the space between the two buildings. The two apertures were originally servicing hatches through which finished dishes would have been passed to the adjacent lobby before being carried into the Great Hall. Finished food would be placed here, picked up over there, and then taken to the main hall. These cannons could probably easily hit that city from here with this vantage point. And if you look, I'll flip it back around just in case you missed it. There's a tower. That is the William Wallace Tower. That's dedicated to William Wallace for his battle here with the bridge of Stirling. So check it out. Like it'll be like 12 o'clock. Now you can't go into there. We don't have time to do it today, but they have William Wallace's actual medieval sword in there. So they took the sword to determine how tall he was, and they estimated he was 6'1" when the average male was 5'3" during that time. So all these cannons were actually used in the Battle of Stirling Castle. It was first used and last used during that battle, which happened in January of 1746. Now it was built in 1689, and the battery was intended to defend the castle against the Jacobites. But they never really used them. They were here for, 57 years before they were being used. It's a long time to have a bunch of stuff sitting around. If you can see behind me right there, that is the main well that supplied the entire castle. So in 1682 or 1662, excuse me, a visitor was told that when the guns are firing, the water runs dry. So they think that the vibrations would open up cracks, the well would dry out, and then it would have to be refilled back in. But that one little well right there supplied the whole entire castle. Well, our time at Stirling Castle is almost over, so what tour would be complete without a chance to go through the gift shop? So let's go check it out and see if we can find a kilt. Y'all can pay me to leave it on or take it off. I don't know. We'll figure it out later. When you first come into the castle, if you veer to your right, you're going to come up to the Unicorn Cafe. So I'm going to go check that out, see what kind of goodies they have in there. And then the toilets are outside of the castle. I'll show you where they're at as well. So it looks like they have sandwiches, some quiche, soup of the day, some hot drinks, and some cold drinks. Just enough to get you tied by, but nothing to really fill you up. Alright, so right behind me is the men's and ladies restroom. There is another gift shop right there, and then if you don't have your tickets online, there's a ticket place. I recommend that you get your tickets online because that line is pretty long. It'll just save you some time. If you have any questions about Stirling Castle, let me know.